Good afternoon, everyone. I'm GoLocal Live contributor Chelsea Gay here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center with our weekly segment of what is happening in Rhode Island. And today we're going to talk about a bunch of really awesome events happening over the weekend. Some Valentine's Day related, some not. And our first guests today are Laura Magiro from Buffy Pets and Emma Dolly from Save One Soul Animal Rescue League. And we also brought a special guest today, Lola, who is a beautiful adoptable dog from Save One Soul.
Lola.
Hello, Lola.
Making her debut.
We're going to intro her first because, you know, she's a dog, so she's probably going to get a little distracted while we're chatting today. But really why we're here is because of an awesome event happening tomorrow night at the Gills in Pawtucket, which is called Woof You Be Mine. And it's a speed dating style dog adoption event. So we'll talk a little about that. But before Lola here gets too distracted with us, I want to ask Emma about Save One Soul Animal Rescue League and just give us a quick overview of the organization and sort of your mission.
Sure, great. Well, thank you for having us today. Save One Soul, we are a foster-based dog rescue based in Rhode Island, and our mission is to rescue and rehabilitate dogs and place them in forever homes. In addition to doing the adoptions, we also do a lot of post-adoption support, and then everything that goes along with having living, breathing creatures in our program. We have all the support programs in place. So we have enrichment programs for the dogs. We have the marketing needs to get them promoted and to find their homes. We work with Southern partners, and they need a lot of help too. So we actually have some spay-neuter voucher programs in the South to encourage that. And then we also supply some grants, some small grants to our partners to help them in their efforts, all with the purpose of becoming a no-kill nation.
Excellent. And so Lola here, tell me about her. What kind of dog is she and where is she from?
Yeah, so Miss Lola is about 1 year old. She's probably a Border Collie Lab mix. We're not sure. We're just going on looks here.
She's got some pretty paws.
Yes, she's very adorable.
White markings.
Yeah, she's a very sweet girl. She and her 7 litter mates actually came into the shelter in the beginning of 2018. And the Arkansas shelter was actually not able to find homes for any of them except for 1. So all 7 are en route to come through us to be placed in New England in forever homes. And she is one of the 3 that we have up here now.
Okay.
She hasn't experienced a ton about life, but she's a quick study. She learns very quickly. House training is in progress. She's very friendly with people. She's great with all dogs. She loves all dogs. And she's not hyper or overbearing at all. So she'll make a great companion for pretty much almost any household that's willing to put in some time and training with her.
Excellent. And so you say comes from the South. A lot of dogs, I'm assuming, come from there. And why is that? Is there a cultural difference as to, I feel like a lot of dogs from the South are coming up to the East Coast to be adopted. So kind of tell me about that process.
Yeah. So in New England, we're a little spoiled. We've done a really good job.
Dogs are family.
Yes, yes. And we've done a really good job with spay-neuter, both regulations and access to spay-neuter. We also have leash laws, and we also really incorporate our dogs into the family. And that happens in other parts of the country too, absolutely. But there are a lot more places outside of New England where those factors are not necessarily the case. So there are a lot of unfixed dogs running around loose, which creates more. So it's not so much that there's anything wrong with the dogs, it's just they're unwanted and unplanned.
Okay.
And so once they're born, they deserve a good home.
Yes.
So our partners work hard down in the South to get them healthy and ready for transport, and then we bring them north and place them in awesome homes.
Yeah, and they get to experience the cold weather too.
Yes, yes. Some like it a little bit more than others.
And so at this event tomorrow, you're featuring 10 dogs, correct? And they're of all different ages, types, and can you tell us a little bit about some of the other dogs that we'll see?
Sure.
Besides Lola here, who I'm sure will get adopted in 1 second.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we've got a few puppies that are right around 6 months old. One is Harley. He's a beautiful tan, probably golden retriever lab mix. And he's just awesome. He's in foster care in Westerly right now. We've got another dog who looks a little bit like Lola, Sox Range, and he's right around 1 year old too. And he unfortunately aged out That's what we call it when they grow out of their puppyhood in Arkansas as well. So it's a little harder to place him now, but he's just as awesome a dog as a puppy.
Yeah.
And actually, he's a little bit more calm. He has some more training. So he's going to be an awesome companion.
Great.
And then we've actually got two of her siblings actually going to be there. Bugs
Excellent.
Looney Tune and Dawn Looney Tune.
They're all Looney Tunes.
They're the Looney Tunes. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Perfect. Why not? Well, Lola, we'll let you go because I can tell you're anxious to explore the city a little bit. But thank you, and thank you, Emma, for coming on to chat with us and for bringing Lola with us today.
Thank you.
So we'll see you later, Lola. We'll let you go now.
Come here.
She's like very enamored with the city outside. I know.
This might be your first experience with city life.
Oh, yes.
Pretty well.
Good. See, you can adopt her and take her to the city. So, Lauren, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I want to chat with you a little bit. You were on a couple months ago with Puppy Pets. So tell us about how this partnership with Save One Soul came to be and sort of the idea behind this event.
Yeah, so my friends and I from college, actually, we're having dinner one night, and we're talking about dogs. And we came up with an idea because there have been so many dogs recently that are just having really tough times trying to find homes.
Yeah.
One in particular was Hulk. And if you remember Hulk, he was a little local of a celeb.
Yeah, I do remember.
He came from Jordan.
He got bigger.
Yeah. He came from Jordan. He was really malnourished. He unfortunately got hit by a car, and he lost the use of his back legs. So he's been in a few foster homes and a few different adoption situations, but because of his mobility issues, it's been really tough to get him adopted. So we were talking about Hulk, and she owns Rhode Island Pet Network, and she started that network to get other nonprofits connected.
Okay.
So we thought, well, what can we do around Valentine's Day to really bring love and puppies and a fun time together?
Puppy speed dating.
I know, like what's better than
obviously.
that? So puppy speed dating came up, and we started hitting the ground running and reached out to the Guild, and they've been generous enough to offer us their space. We're going to be in the tap room tomorrow night from 6 to 9. And it's a 2-floor tap room, which is a great location for this event.
Yeah, nice, lots of space.
Yeah, a lot of space.
Yeah.
Really has that old school look from the factory that it used to be.
Yeah.
And on the first floor, we're going to have all of our vendors. So vendors like Gigi's Pretzels, the Perfect Sweet Macaroon, Hometown Pokey, dishing out really great fresh food.
Yeah.
Ora's Chocolates. We have Sacred Cow Granola. So all of them are going to be there waiting to treat you. And a lot of those vendors, with a portion of proceeds, are going to go directly back to Save One Soul Animal Rescue League, who from Emma you just met from the organization. So a lot of fundraising tomorrow night. And then on the second floor, most importantly, is the speed dating portion. So we're going to have 10 different dogs that are up for adoption. And as Emma said, different age ranges, different breeds. You can go upstairs at your leisure. It's not going to be very formal, so it's going to be, you know, looking at the dogs that are available. Maybe one would fit for your family. You can come meet the dog, see if it's a match for you. And then if it is something that you'd like to move forward with, you can reach out to Save One Soul and then arrange a meet and greet if you have a dog at home, just to make sure it's that perfect match.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you can actually fill out an application beforehand if you want to
can.
get pre-approved, because there is an approval process.
There is.
You can't just go and, unfortunately, go home
Right.
with the love of your life that night. It doesn't work. It kind of works like regular dating.
Yeah, it
You're not
protects
gonna-
you and them.
Yeah, you're not going to take, well, I don't know. That's but you're not going to cohabitate with someone after you meet them for 5 minutes. So.
Exactly.
But it's a really good chance.
Especially when they shed.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's a really good way to get to know these dogs and to get them that step closer to finding their forever home. And, you know, you always find that some really cool vendors will go out for events like this, because who doesn't love
Puppies,
dogs
beer,
and events that go
food.
back to dogs. I know we
Yeah.
had the RISPCA on a couple of weeks ago, and they had a cool event in Warren too, and it's like, oh, you always get the best vendors to go
You
out
do.
for.
And I mean, you can't go wrong
Puppies.
with dogs
I
fundraising.
know. So
We might
there
have
is
some
beer.
There's beer,
There's
yep.
food. There's tarot card, right? There's
Yeah, so
tarot
we have
card
Bewitched of
reading.
Situate. They're going to come in and do Reiki readings, pet readings. So to kind of see what that's all about, you'd have to come and join us. We also have a photo booth that a company donated to us. We have Stack 9
Excellent.
Photography coming to take professional photos.
Okay.
And we may or may not have a kissing booth where we'll have a puppy behind it.
Oh
and you can come in, get your kisses
I'm assuming
in.
this is in May, because now
It's
you
a definite.
Now you said it, we have to have it. I mean, you can't
It's a definite,
You
yeah.
can't tell people they're going to get a puppy kissing booth.
Yes.
And so you can. It's free to attend.
Yep,
and you
free to
can
attend.
purchase things while you're there to support the organization. But you can go. You can check out the dogs, learn more about the
Yeah.
organization. But I have to ask you, so with Puppy Pets, what is happening with you guys? Do you have anything
So we're going to
new
have
that you want to share? Okay.
We're going to have our treats available for purchase, as well as some treats if dogs do come. It is a dog-friendly event,
Oh,
so you
okay.
can bring your pups.
Well, that's great.
We have myself that has dog treats. We have Fountain and Company ice cream, and they're going to be donating doggy ice creams, not only for the dogs that are going to be in the dating circle, but as limited as we have them for the dogs that actually come and attend.
Okay.
But we do ask if you are going to come and do the doggy speed dating. It might be best to leave your dog either at home or maybe downstairs if you bring somebody else, just to make it as easy for the dogs that are coming as possible. And then, like I said, if somebody does show interest, we can have an arranged meet and greet for your puppy.
And each dog has sort of like a dating profile that's been preset
Yes.
up for them. So I think you can go onto the Save One Soul Animal Rescue League website to view those profiles, and also on the Facebook page. I saw a
Yep, on
couple
our
of
Facebook
them.
event, we have not only the application you were talking about to get pre-approved for adoption, but we have all the information about the event, as well as the
Perfect.
dogs that are up for adoption. And then they're going to have...
Including Miss Lola.
Including Lola. And then the other 9 dogs will also have little table tents of just information about them, what they like, their dislikes, long walks on the beach.
Well, I mean, this is a great way to get a pet, because you can already sense a lot of things about them from the trainers that have worked with them and from
That's
the
true.
staff. And Lola already is so smart, and
I know, we all want her already.
Yeah,
she
we
might
all,
not be there tomorrow,
we
because
all
she might
wanna
be adopted
adopt her.
already.
Yeah, she might become our mascot here at GoLocal. I don't know. We'll have to talk to Josh about it. But I wanted to ask you as well, is this something that, these partnerships, are you going to keep doing these going forward? Do you see more events like this coming in the future? Or kind of what is next for you guys at Puppy Pets?
We hope.
Yeah.
Our biggest mission is not only to give dogs healthy treats and the people that eat them as well, but to do good in the community. And whenever we get a chance to do something like this and make an impact that you can actually see, we're going to jump at the chance for it, no pun intended.
Awesome.
But yeah, we hope to have more events like this throughout the year, some summertime events where we have outdoor space. That'll be a great location
Beach
for
days.
it. Beach day, yeah.
It's not as cute as speed dating, but it'll still work.
We'll figure out the cuteness of it.
How to make it cute. And I always have to plug Hope in Maine, because your company was
Yes.
sort of created out of Hope in Maine and the concept of sort of helping these small businesses start up. And so let's just quickly, before we sign off, can we talk a little bit about how you got started through Hope in Maine?
Yes.
Before we...
So it's going to be 2 years this coming May that I've been officially launched as a business. And this past October, I was for 2 years at Hope in Maine. And when I came about Hope in Maine, I didn't really know what it was. I had a business idea, but I wasn't sure how to actually get it off the ground. And I was on a bike ride, and I saw the sign for Hope in Maine, fresh food, food trucks. Who can pass that up?
No, you can't.
My husband and I went to the event and found out what Hope in Maine was. It's a food incubator where companies can come in that have an idea for a food business and really have a one-stop shop for everything from the business plan to insurance to financials to actually how to make your product in a commercial kitchen.
Yeah.
And it really helps you become a successful business. So I could not have done what I've done so far without Hope in Maine.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guests on that have gone through that program, and it's just so great. So I recommend looking at Hope in Maine as well if you're thinking about starting a business.
Be a part of the
such as
family.
Puppy Pets.
It's really fun.
Go on over there and check them out. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
for having
and we
us.
want to thank Emma and Save One Soul Animal Rescue League and all their adoptable pups like Lola. The event is tomorrow. It starts at
Tomorrow at the Guild from 6 to 9. Woof you be mine, please.
Very
come with
cute
us.
day. So it's got beer, food, go out and have a great
Live
time.
music from
Live
Chris
music.
Peduto.
Yeah,
So much
even
to see.
even if you're not in the market for a dog, you can go hang out with some cute ones. It's always
Absolutely.
a great time at events such
Thanks,
as
Chelsea.
this. So thank you so much for joining us, Lauren.
Thank
we will
you.
be right back in just a couple minutes. We are going to talk about a really cool new jewelry company based out of Rhode Island and India. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. My second guest today is Nikki Marr from Ellenstein Jewelry, which is now based out of Providence.
It is.
So
yes.
It's very new and exciting. I hadn't heard anything about it until a couple weeks ago, and I'm dying to get you on to talk about it.
Thank
you for coming on today to talk about what I'm sure are some awesome products that you brought us.
Yes.
But now, formerly, you were over at Alex & Ani.
I was.
In Charity by Design, so I think this is sort of a fitting
Yep.
transition for you. Tell us about Ellenstein, if you can, and what the mission is.
So I was with Alex & Ani for a long time. Didn't have any intention on being in the jewelry industry then. Landed in it, fell in love with it for so many reasons, mostly the relationships, and the people side of things.
Yep.
So was there for a long time, learned a lot of stuff. Resigned after having my second child. I just felt like, I can't stay away.
Have to be with them. They're adorable.
Had to be with
They're
them.
adorable.
And, you have to make decisions as a woman when that happens.
course.
And my decision was, you know what, let's take a little breather. Couldn't sit still for too long. So I started consulting. And, one of the brands that I started working with was Ellenstein.
Okay.
So when I started working with them on the consulting side, it was just an idea. It was just a little seed planted and some great branding and a great founder. And as I went forward and learned more about their story and got some of the jewelry in my hands and some of the opportunity for styling, I said, you know what, this is something I could do long term. Shortly after that, I got offered a position to help to run the company. And here we are.
And so the jewelry itself is based out of India, and the co-founder along with you is based out of India. But it's all sustainable, fair wages, et cetera. So tell us a little bit about that process.
Sure.
Because some people don't really understand how the jewelry gets here and what it is.
Absolutely. So the founder in India had been in the jewelry industry for so long, in the fine jewelry and the diamond side of things. So he grew up, his dad, raised he and his brother to be in the diamond industry, so they saw it all. They do a ton of private label.
Okay.
And he had his twin, which I love this story, he had his twins, Ella and Ravon.
Aww.
And everyone just assumed that the business would be handed down to Ravon because, in a lot of cultures, businesses do get handed down to the men. And he kind of said, well, what about Ella? Why can't she be a girl boss?
Yes.
And that was the first thing that drew me in when I first met him was, wow, a dad, looking out for the female empowerment side of things. So I loved the story. And, the sustainability side and the eco-friendly side, we're all about the way we source our packaging, the way we source our diamonds, the way we source our metals. Everything is, ethical in nature. Women handcraft each piece. So this is now thinking about the economic development and families there. These are women that are doing such a handcrafting trade. So every piece is, the full diamond is used, which many times I was, shout out to Dave, I was checking out the blade man. But with this, these are tiny, tiny diamonds. The hand craftsmanship has to be a different type. And then it all goes into dainty layering jewelry, which is in.
Which is so in,
we don't like to say affordable is a word we try to avoid, but I mean, we take
more
off
realistic.
the markup, right? The crazy diamond markup. And you're looking at something like this nice set of climbers, which I have on here, for $129.
Wow.
Anything else diamond and anything else sterling or precious is really going to be more in that $300 price point. So ethical when it comes to the way we price, the way we take off markup, the way we source everything from, the packaging
bags,
to the recycled
recyclable.
tins. Everything is signed by the women in India who packaged
Excellent.
it. So it's all really about all the things I personally believe in is the environment, the people, and how we're kind of treating each other. So,
and it's also a personal touch. I mean, you can order, diamonds from a lot of different websites, but you're just really dealing with the internet at that point. You don't know who's making it and how they're crafting it and sort of the story behind that. And so, speaking of the story behind it, why is that important right now to have a company that has predominantly women in a place such as India being paid fair wages and, sourcing something using 90% of the diamond except for 60? I mean, that seems really relevant right now.
It's relevant, and I think it's the way of the world. And, whatever generation is up and coming, I don't like to say millennials because I love me some millennials because they know stuff that I don't in terms of technology and everything else.
I love me some millennials.
I do. I have to know what I don't know, and what I do know is companies are being asked to be responsible. If the world's going to change, it really is going to take business to help make it happen. So, the way we hire and the way we pay fair wages, and, I'm a huge believer in personally maternity leave, right? why shouldn't you be able to raise your children for a certain amount of time and have that company hold your slot? So we pay 6-month full paid maternity leave.
Okay. Wow.
No exceptions. 4-week vacation. Our founder actually tells me I work too much.
Wow.
So
there
just
you go.
work-life balance, mindfulness, but to directly answer your question, it's really a responsibility of a company to think about the planet and its future for
Absolutely.
our kids. So.
And so you guys have an office now on Union Street in Providence.
Yes.
So tell me about what's happening over there.
The old telephone building, we saw
So
it.
cool.
We were going to look at multiple places, and
Yeah.
it was like this history. The
Awesome in
fact
there.
that the telephone building is a historical building, and what it was made of was communication, right? And in a world where you're hiring remote employees,
Yeah.
you're talking to India, I was like, there's something behind this that's more meaningful.
Yeah.
So communications building, we're bringing it back alive down there.
There you go. It goes full circle.
Yeah, and what we'll do is that will be a space for us to play with the jewelry in a showroom essence.
Okay.
We can have wholesale accounts come in, check out the product, buyers. It's really a place for us to get excited and start, doing our marketing thing, laying everything out and seeing it live, creating new
Perfect.
collections. And we even do some of our photography, videography out of there. So
Awesome.
all of our creative team are locals, amazing local talent.
Wow. And they're designing the products here, or?
We're helping to inspire what designs come out of India.
Okay.
So
got
we'll
it.
create, something that I have on here is a ring from our upcoming spring collection.
Oh, that's pretty.
The theme is Art Deco, and one of the reasons we chose Art Deco was there's so much architecture here in our city
the
that's
theme of my wedding too, Art Deco. So it's
Hello.
very in.
There we go. There's
It's
our
very
model.
in.
There's our model.
Yeah,
We
I already
might
got
need some
married
props.
though. I can't relive it. I still
Well,
have the dress. I can
The
put it back on.
dress,
I'll
yeah,
pretend.
Exactly. So we have everything here that the
know.
Superman building and so many things around us. So we really do want to pay homage to the fact that we're in like one of these amazing places of art. And why not be a jewelry company that embraces that locally?
Awesome. That is great. And so you brought me a couple things. I would love to talk about what they are.
Yes. So
Besides the ring you have on, which
we
is
brought some
you
climbers.
can't buy it yet, right?
Climbers are really in right now.
They are, yeah.
So the lovely, everybody's doing the multiple,
Going up
holes
here,
again.
yeah.
It's fine. I still
Back
had
to the
mine.
90s.
I still had mine. I was able
Oh,
to.
you pushed it back through.
I did. I pushed it back through.
They
But-
never really go away.
So you can go as delicate and dainty with layers,
Yeah.
and then we've got a few collections coming up with a little bit more oomph to them. So the
Okay.
climbers are in. That's where you kind of wear them up the ear. Some simple. Let's see. I think
love
we
these
brought
little
you
name
a little something, Charles.
Oh my gosh.
And
How
yeah, if
fancy.
you want to.
These are great. I love
Little
the
love notes, who it's packaged by in India, and then of course our story of, hand craftsmanship. You're going to start hearing a lot about, check that one out, a little serpent love.
beautiful.
You're going to start hearing a lot about,
Very dainty.
even like lab-grown diamonds. You're going to hear more and more
Yeah,
about.
of course.
And
Why not? I mean, if you virtually can't tell the difference.
Well, ours are from the earth,
Yeah.
and it's like, I think there was so much talk about conflict diamonds. We go through a process, it's the Kimberley process, which is basically how you can track if a diamond was in conflict or any type of.
Oh, okay.
So everything we do, when I said everything ethical, it's, ethical diamonds, conflict free. So a little bit of story about us, about our
Comes
women in
in each
India,
package.
comes in each package. So you can feel
Excellent.
part of the brand.
Very, very dainty.
Instagram is at Elistine.
Okay.
Elistine Jewelry.
Okay.
And social media is www.elistine.com.
Okay.
And Ella is the daughter.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I was going to say that he named it after the daughter.
And
so-
Stein might confuse some people, but we love the story is it is another word for stone in German.
Okay.
So it's not a name, a full name, but it
No.
has that nice flow. And
Makes
then these
sense.
actually we gifted to you because it's Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
thank you.
And the little
these are
arrow stud
beautiful.
earrings.
Everything is so dainty.
If we can find the other one, that would be lovely. It's in there.
So
somewhere.
dainty that it's.
So yes, dainty, and then a little bit of the chunkier.
Yes.
Price points start at $89, and the average is about the $189 to $169. We have a few pieces that go a little higher than that, but still, you're not going to find anything in
You're not
diamond
gonna
and
find
sterling
diamonds for that. yeah.
that.
And so I was looking on the site, and things come in sterling, rose gold, and gold. So
Yes.
you've got some choices to play with. If
Yes.
you're, I had a rose gold ring at one point, and ended up not wanting it anymore because there wasn't a lot of options to mix with
Right,
it. So I think
right.
rose gold is super in. So you
Right.
can add to your diamond collection with
I
that.
got some rose gold on today for
Nice.
Valentine's Day.
And so tell me what's next? I mean, what is the plan
What's
for
next?
expansion? Are you guys going to go into the B2B space? Are you going to keep
Totally,
selling on the
totally.
site? What's
So
the plan?
I think that's a great question because, you know, most people you'd ask in wholesale is like a scary thing. It's really not to us. We kind of know there's this evolution of wholesale. Like you said, consumers who are caring more about where a product came from, the name, you know, who made my jewelry, who made my clothes.
Yeah.
You'll see more and more of that. So we are first and foremost going wholesale. We've got 6 accounts carrying us right now.
Nice.
If you're in Rhode Island, flaunt. It was our
great.
first Rhode
Flaunt
Island.
is great.
Of
yeah.
course. Amanda's amazing.
Yep.
So we're in there. Last minute Valentine's gifts.
Yes, go out and get it.
Amanda has some stuff there. So we're in Flaunt. We just had a trunk show in New Jersey yesterday that they extended into today because it did
Great.
so well. So we've got 6 wholesale accounts since the beginning of January. We couldn't hit too hard during holiday because
Awesome.
everybody was tied up, but now this is where we start, Chelsea.
This is where I start. And are you going to be hiring in Rhode Island too, kind of expanding the workforce here?
We will. We're going to, once we
Nice.
get those, you know, the website sales, we're starting to see happen.
Awesome.
The marketing, everything's really, this is the very beginning
Yeah,
stage
well,
of
you've
it.
got RISD right next door.
Yeah.
We're in a great
Yes.
creative space, so
Yes.
it makes nothing but sense, I
Yes,
think.
we love creative
It's the jewelry
people.
capital.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to bring it back.
I need to surround myself with amazing creative doers.
Yes,
And that's
of
what
course,
we're looking for.
Of course. Well, thank you for coming on and chatting with us about
Thank
this.
you.
We'll have to have you on again in like 6 months or so to
Absolutely.
see where everything is.
You
I'd
heard
love
it here. We're going to change. We're going to shake things up in the diamond
Shake
industry,
it up
right?
in the diamond industry. I
Yep.
know. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, but if they're
They are.
sourced like this, they can
If
be
they're
like
sourced
a,
like this, and you know what?
a
It's
level
about the
above that.
experience now. You want
Yeah.
to walk into a store and feel like there's a story and not just the
Absolutely, yeah. I would love to see what your
case line.
your displays look like too. I bet those are
Yes.
pretty awesome.
Very
So we'll have to
pretty.
come by the
And
showroom.
we're doing all of our displays with CDI. They're local as well.
Excellent.
An amazing company with a lot of talent.
Yep, and the
So-
packaging is beautiful. And when you go to Flaunt or a local boutique, they'll have this packaging as well.
Absolutely.
There you go. It's
Yep.
like Valentine's Day in a box.
Look
It's
at- yes.
all done.
And you can save this forever and use it again. My kids love it. My kids love to
They
steal
shake
those
stuff
on
in
me.
it.
Yep. Yes.
Well, Nikki, thank you so much for coming on. Congrats on the new role. It's really amazing.
Thank
and the
you.
products are really amazing. So you can check out ellastein.com to shop online and also go to Flaunt Boutique, which is in Smithfield.
Yes.
Correct, and
Yep.
shop in store, and someday visit the showroom potentially
Absolutely.
on Union
If
Street.
you're ever
in the
walking
telephone
by, we
building.
got big old windows. Just wave
Oh,
in.
it's such a great building. It's so awesome. Well, thank you, Nikki, for
Thank
joining
you for
us.
listening,
And
everyone.
thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be right back. We are going to talk to Jessica Becker from the Duck and Bunny about their huge expansion coming up next month.
Yummy.
Yeah, I know. She didn't bring Welcome back, everyone. Our third guest today is Jessica Becker from the Duck and Bunny. Thank you so much for joining us. I like to say the Duck and Bunny like that. Also, Ogies.
Yes.
Can't leave out Ogies because it's just a cool place. But we're here today to talk about the Duck and Bunny because you guys have a pretty exciting expansion coming up. So I wanted to bring you on to chat about that because I love it when really cool restaurants in Rhode Island get even bigger.
Yes.
So let's talk about the expansion and sort of how this all came to be.
Okay, so
Take it back.
we just had our 9-year duck-iversary on the 4th of February. Yes. So pretty much since we took over the restaurant there, we have always had the dream of owning the building.
Yeah.
And over time, it's had a lot of wear and tear. It's
Yeah.
it's a very old building.
It's historic. I mean, it's old, yeah.
It's an old building. It's not technically under the historic register.
It should be because it's that old.
It should be, but because it was not, it really wasn't maintained the way it was supposed to be, which is very sad to us. So we need to do some very extensive renovations to salvage what we can, if we can. So anyway, that is why we are closing soon. Officially, regular service is going to close at the end of February.
Okay.
And then from the 1st to the 9th of March, we're having a bunch of really fun events that we're kind of doing as a celebratory way to say goodbye to the duck as we know it. And, you know, since we're going to be closed for a while, we want people to be able to come out and hang out and
have their last hurrah at the original Duck
at
and
the
Bunny.
original Duck
It's
and
not
Bunny.
goodbye, it's see you soon.
Exactly.
See you different. So
Yes.
you have bought the entire building,
Yes.
correct? So now you guys own it. It's multi-story.
Yes,
So
it's
what's
multi-story.
what's going to be sort of the goal for the renovations?
So the goal for the renovation is that the kitchen will be larger, which is very important. So we can get food out faster and we can expand our menu and do some more different creative things. We have a lot of creative chefs in the back, and we're sort of limited by the size that we are currently.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about that. You know, there's going to be new menu items. We're also going to expand with a pastry kitchen upstairs, so they'll even have their own space. So we'll be able to expand what we do there as well, which I think a lot of people aren't aware that we do everything from cupcakes, which is what we're known for, to wedding cakes and pies and cheesecakes and everything in between.
I know you didn't bring me any cupcakes today.
I didn't. I'm so sorry.
I
know. I was thinking that. I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's
I get to bring you
Valentine's
cupcakes. I know.
Okay, you're busy.
It's kind of a crazy day. But the nice thing is that we took over a space in Hope Artist Village, which is at 1005 Main Street in Pawtucket. A lot of people know that building, the Met's in there. That's an old mill building. And we took over a space there, and we're going to put our pastry kitchen there. So you will be able to access your Duck and Bunny Sweetery while we are closed.
You can get your cupcakes and
Yep, you can get your cupcakes and cakes, and our online store, which you can find through our website. Is easy. You just click on our Snuggrabilia, or you click on our cupcakes section, and you go right to the store. And you can order all of your cakes and cupcakes online and just pick it up in Hope Artist Village instead of at the Duck and Bunny while we're closed.
Okay, and then so the renovation, you are going to have a full cocktail menu at this point right now, going with a full liquor license. So kind of
we already have the liquor license, which is great.
Tea-infused cocktails,
Yes.
and also having like a party space, correct?
Yes.
So so to have more events, because you have the outdoor spaces and you can rent it now. But
yes, you can rent that, and usually when we do parties in the afternoon, you have the tea room and lounge, but it's still pretty small and snug in there. So we will have the second floor open now for party space, so that we have more room on the downstairs floor during regular business hours, and people can just still come in and eat. We don't have to close half the restaurant.
And then also a library, which is that really going to be a library?
It's going to be a library feel.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
So
calling it like a library bar. There will be some books. It will have that atmosphere to it.
Awesome.
But that is the intention, and we are really excited. We are already working with beer and wine. We do a lot of creative things with our cocktails, and we do a lot of infusions.
Yep.
We have our own garden in the back, so we pull a lot from our herb garden to make different simple syrups and things like that. So we really, just like our cupcakes, we like to focus on flavor and natural things, and our tea is a big part of the Duck and Bunny, so we're doing kind of a tea-infused theme for our cocktail bar.
That's awesome.
But there will be a couple of cocktail bars going, and we could do some dessert cocktails and stuff. So you know, you have to check out the downstairs. Sometimes the upstairs will be open. It'll be kind of a variety of things to experience.
Yeah, well, it's funny. There's a bar in New York City, which is like been voted best bar in the world for a bunch of years now. It's called the Dead Rabbit, and it's sort of it's got a bunny in its name. It's dead. It's not alive.
Ours is not dead.
But it is like a multi-story. It's got all different types of bars, and different cocktails and teacups and crazy things. You have to go and check it out.
I do. I've heard of that place.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
It's in the financial district in New York, but it's cool. Giving them a plug here, even though they don't know.
Right.
So is it still going to be a snuggery?
It's always going to be a snuggery.
So even though it's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger in certain areas, but the downstairs is going to be the same old snuggery that it's always been. It's going to be pretty much laid out the same, just a little more efficient with the bathrooms and, you know, the flow of the restaurant will be a little better, but it's still going to be super cozy and it shouldn't look different to anybody. It should
And do you know at this point who's designing the restaurant, or is it you guys?
Oh, it's me.
You,
personally.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm an interior designer actually.
I didn't know that.
That is what my original calling was. So I designed the Duck initially. I designed Ogie's Trailer Park, and I am going to be designing the renovation.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, wow. Consider me floored. That's very exciting. So just another thing to add to your list of things you do.
Yes.
And so you have, what, 11 events until
Yes, we have
closing.
A number of events.
Why 11?
Until
Is there like a specific?
No, I just, you know, we chose kind
I figured it would be 9.
just like a week and a half or so of, you know, extra days in March that we wanted to do a bunch of different things. Some of them are going to be highlighting old favorites, like doing afternoon tea and after school tea for kids. Other things are going to be new, like a whiskey and chocolate tasting. You know, we're trying to do certain things for our farewell party. Belvedere Vodka is actually going to be sponsoring some cocktails and things there. So there's going to be a little tasting bar of that.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
another hip hop brunch I saw too.
Another hip hop brunch where we could actually serve gin and juice this time. So we're pretty excited about that.
There we go.
So you know, we will be putting
Officially
the liquor
brunch.
into the fold. But we're also going to do some just really nice wine dinners and different events that we feel are going to highlight what our chefs love to do and what we think our customers enjoy. And we ask you to come on down. All you have to do is click on our website. It'll direct you to where you can buy tickets. You can also find it through our Facebook page. And that selling these tickets is really going to help us support your local snuggery. Help us with the renovation a little bit by coming down and celebrating and enjoying a really fun event. Yeah, that we can kind of kick off. And then we have all different levels for our final farewell celebration. You can kind of contribute whatever you want. You get different things for different levels that you're sponsoring.
So you get
basically.
Your name on like a plaque in the
that we don't have exactly. But we can go there depending on
how much,
depending on how much you can offer, right?
We'll spray paint your name on the wall.
Right.
We'll figure it out during the renovation.
Yes.
So you guys have actually you're doing an event tonight as well at the Duck and Bunny.
Yes.
Which I think Laura actually featured last week when she was chatting about things to do. So can you tell us a little bit about that in case anybody's looking for super last minute
things to do.
Plans.
Absolutely.
I keep forgetting it's Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is Valentine's Day. This is a big day at the Duck and Bunny. We do a 7-course tasting menu, and we do still have some spots at 10 p.m. for a 7-course seating.
There you go.
Yeah, it's late.
No one will know. You
picked it last night. I know. No, we've actually booked a bunch of seats for that already. But also, we are happy to offer walk-ins can come in and sit at the bar. They can order a la carte, or they could do the 7-course tasting, which we still have a few open bar seats.
Okay.
And then we're also doing some specialty desserts tonight. So we've got really lovely plated desserts. We're doing a chocolate and cheese tasting that pairs with a bottle of champagne.
Nice.
So that's also fun. You can come in early. You can come in late after 10 and sit at the bar and take up the empty tables for
and
dessert.
And ambiance, there's music, and it's sort of like
very romantic in there. Everything's kind of warm and fuzzy.
Yes.
And it's a great
funny.
time.
Every time I always have a friend that I go with. Shout out to Leanne. We always go to the Duck and Bunny together, and we're like, it's so romantic here. We're on a little date.
Yeah.
Even if it's just with a
Lady
friend.
dates, Galentine's, whatever you need to do.
It's the best. It's the best. But, it should be really fun. And then how about, so I'm wondering, everybody that works at the Duck and Bunny, are they going to head over to Ogie's? Like, how's that going to work for everybody that kind of knows and loves and works at
No, some people will be able to still work at the Sweetery, so we will have our pastry chefs and things. People are going to go on a little hiatus. People are taking vacation.
Nice.
I think a couple of the girls are going out of state for a little while.
Yeah.
People are finding their way in what they want to do.
Yep. And they'll come back.
And they'll come back for when we reopen.
Opening, which hopefully will be the fall.
Yes.
You'll have to tell us as soon as you get the date.
I know.
Because you never know until you start the
I know.
renovation.
It's really tough with construction. Like, things happen, but we are doing the best we can to expedite this as quickly as possible because we're excited and we want to be back in the fold with everyone.
So I have to ask, why did you decide to go through all this extensive renovations rather than kind of go to a new, bigger space and just go crazy?
Yeah, we love our location.
Yeah.
We love the neighborhood. We just feel like that house and that space is just, who we are. It's a big part of it. So we want to maintain that feel, and we just didn't want to go somewhere else more commercial.
Okay.
It just,
Yeah.
it's just our home, and, we just wanted to stay. So we're going to try to make it work, whichever way we have to do it. We're going to try to make it work.
There you go.
So we can stay on Wickenden Street.
It'll get there.
It'll get there. One way or another, it'll get there.
Slowly but surely. So if you had to attend one of these events that, maybe someone hasn't been to before that you're bringing back, which one would you recommend?
I mean, I'm the tea lady. I love afternoon tea, so that's always fun. But we have some really lovely, Charles Smith wine dinners, and I think people should come and try doing one of the wine dinners, because we do some really nice prefix type of coursed menu.
Awesome.
And I think a lot of people keep thinking of us as we're a brunch place now, but we do a really great dinner too, and I think people
it's very savory, expanded. It's not just crepes.
Right, and the chefs are really creative, and so they do all sorts of fun things, and I think it's just something for people to try.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming to talk to us about the expansion. Congrats on it, by the way.
Thank
you.
And
hopefully you guys can attend one of the 11 events that are happening before the hiatus on March 9th. Like Jessica said, you can check out the Duck and Bunny Facebook for everything. I've always seen you guys post on there, so it's very active. So if anybody wants to grab tickets or go tonight for Valentine's Day at 10 p.m., which I will be absolutely asleep by that time. But hey, if you're not, go out.
No, you can come to the bar anytime. You can come early.
Yeah, you can come early. That's true. Yeah, you probably have a better shot if you go early.
Yes, you probably do.
Anyway, congrats, and we will miss the Duck and Bunny for the hiatus.
Thank you so much.
If you're at Hope in Maine, you can grab it there, probably through the summer too, when there's the farmers
Absolutely.
market.
We're already at the farmers market every Saturday.
Awesome.
So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. We will be right back, guys. We're going to talk to David Kane about a really awesome event that is happening next weekend to commemorate the Station nightclub fire. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm GoLocal Live contributor Chelsea Gay here with our last guest, David Kane. David, thank you so much.
Thanks very much for
joining
inviting
us.
me. This is great.
Yeah, you were on last year, and we're happy to have you on again at this time of year when we're almost commemorating the 16th anniversary of the Station nightclub fire. And I like to have you on because, as you said, you do make it a little more light and calm than it's not as
it's a horrible event, but good can come from the event.
Absolutely.
And positivity can come, and
Absolutely.
we get lessons.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to be doing on the 24th of February.
Great. And so tell us about the event on the 24th, and then we'll kind of backtrack a little bit to your book and sort of your story.
Yeah. This is, as we said, we're coming up on the 16th anniversary of the Station nightclub fire. It was the 4th largest nightclub fire in the country's history, right here in Rhode Island.
Maybe one of the most tragic things to ever happen in our state.
Absolutely. It was,
if not the most.
100 people passed, 200 people seriously injured and maimed. And since that night, many things have happened, including the development of a terrific memorial park
beautiful,
at
yeah.
the site.
It is.
If you've never seen it, you should really visit it.
Check it out.
It is really has a wonderful spirit to it and helps you to feel a comfort and a peace over what's happened.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I would love for you to tell us about the event.
and so what happened for us, for our family to begin with, was our son Nicholas was the youngest victim of the fire. He was 18, and a devastating thing for our family, certainly. But beginning the day after the fire, we started to get signs from Nick letting us know that nobody goes anywhere, that our loved ones are really with us. Anybody that we love who have passed, we always talk about them in past tense, and that's not what the reality is, at least for us. There's an award-winning documentary called 41. Not the one about George Bush, just the other one.
Different one.
And it shows Nicky from when he's very young to moments before he passes in the fire. It's a tremendous documentary. And I've also written a book called 41 Signs of Hope. Now, this is show the book,
Great.
and this is. I'm not selling the book. I'm not hustling the book here.
No, it's fine. You should.
But our talk on at the Arctic Playhouse in West Warwick, 117 Washington Street in West Warwick, on Sunday, February 24th at 2:00. There is a free, open to the public presentation of stories from my book, 41 Signs of Hope. Nicky had 41 was Nicky's number. He'd get in the car with me, he said, Dad, look, it's 41, 241. He'd say, Eliza, wait, Dad, 41, 41. We could never figure out what it was.
Yeah.
When Nicky passed, he was 18 and 23 days, 41.
Wow.
The station nightclub is at latitude 41.41.
Wow.
The fire call box at the station was 4414.
Wow.
And on the cover of my book is a sketch of Nicky from a videotape we found a year after he passed. My friend Charlie Hall did the sketch for us. And in the videotape, Nicky's mom is holding him. He's about 4 months old, and he has a little baseball uniform on, and the number on the cap is 41.
Wow.
And beginning the day after the fire, we started to get these wonderful signs, and they continued, and they piled up and piled up. And finally, after 2 years, I decided to write the book. And the book is just a tip of the iceberg. I mean, there are hundreds of stories and hundreds. I did an interview online with Bob Olson, an Afterlife TV interview, so you could check it out, afterlifetv.com.
Yeah.
And then type in Dave Kane, K-A-N-E. And I have heard from all over the world. Wow. I've heard from countries where people have had experiences, and many of them including Nicky's own visits.
Wow.
It's been astounding. So what we want to do on the 24th of February is to tell you these stories, and maybe it will help you to realize your own signs from your own loved ones, from your own people who you feel have passed and have gone somewhere. They haven't gone anywhere. They're right with you. You know, Nicky wrote a play a year before he passed called They Walk Among Us. The name and the play is about teenagers who die and come back as angels.
Wow.
And so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here, and he wants us to share it with everybody, and that's what we're doing.
And so, I mean, it's at the commemoration of the 16th anniversary, but the event and the book is really, it goes beyond the station nightclub fire. It's really about connecting with loved ones.
It really is. It's letting people know that all of our loved. Now, Nicky's job, it seems, we've been told by mediums, if you're into that stuff, we have been told that this is his job now, to help children connect with, who have passed, to connect with their parents, or parents who have passed to connect with their children.
So it's really about healing and connection.
And knowing that there's nothing to fear. At the end of Nicky's play, Grace the angel says to the boy they're trying to help, in the end, everything is going to be just fine.
Wow.
And I do mean everything.
Wow.
And so that's our story for the Arctic Playhouse.
Okay.
117 Washington Street, West Warwick.
West Warwick.
And I hope you'll join us. And I have one story I was going to share.
Yes,
with
I would love for you to share the story.
Now?
Yeah, I mean,
All
go
right.
ahead. We'll go from there.
Okay. Well, this is.
Does it have 41 chapters? Too?
It happens that 41 chapters, not planned.
Wow.
The publisher has a note in here saying that it wasn't planned. When he got done editing it, it's what it came to.
That's insane.
My wife worried that Nicky suffered in the blaze. It drove her crazy that he felt the flames.
Yeah.
She couldn't sleep at night. She was crying. Every medium we went to said to us, no pain, no pain. When we asked, they'd say no pain. When we didn't ask, they'd still say no pain.
Wow.
Well, we were tagging a Christmas tree about 7 years ago in Lincoln at the little Christmas tree farm out there. Nick liked doing that, so we went to do it. And she was in the mode that day, worrying about Nick again. And I said to her, you don't understand. How many times this kid got to tell you, no pain. Every meeting we've been to, Cindy Gilman, Lisa Powers, Roland Comtois, Robert Brown, no pain, no pain. We get in the car and we're going up Breakneck Hill Road in Lincoln. And I say to Joanne, what do you want this kid to do? Put it in writing. And as soon as I said that, a car coming from the other direction had the vanity plate, no pain.
Wow.
And this is owned by an anesthesiologist who lives in Lincoln, Rhode Island.
Oh, my God.
He gave us permission to use
Ooh,
the plate. I mean, so this was, now you tell me, I mean, here I am talking about this, here we are concerned. This guy goes out to the Cumberland Farms or something, he gets milk, and he's coming back to his house.
Yeah.
And right when I say, what do you want me to do? Put it in writing.
There he is.
Peekaboo.
He's a part of it.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, as Nick says.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll join us. It's free. We just want you to come out and hear the stories and then adapt it for yourself. If it helps you, that's what we want to do, and that's what Nick wants us to do.
And so how many years has this event been going on?
Well, no, this is the first time we're doing this.
Oh, okay.
This is the first time we're doing
So
this.
you had chatted with us about the book.
Well,
but
yeah,
this is the
I
first year.
mentioned the book. Mostly I was trying to commemorate the anniversary because people forget, as you know, after the
absolutely.
further you drive away from the site, the smaller it gets in your rearview mirror, and it disappears. So I'm trying to make sure that people know.
Course.
And so this is the first time we're doing this. I do speak on this issue for hospice entities,
that makes sense.
and I do college nursing, death and dying classes, and talk to people and say, when you've got a patient who's on the way out, and they suddenly see their dead Aunt Tilly, it isn't the medication. They're really seeing Aunt Tilly.
Wow.
She's right there coming to help her
Excellent. And now if on the off chance someone isn't local tuning into this show, do you have any advice for, someone who has lost a loved one? Is there a way to connect with that loved one, or is there, something they can do to kind of
we believe
instead of
there
feeling
is.
pain?
Yeah, we believe there is. We believe to open. First of all, coincidences are not coincidences. They are really happening. A lot of times we'll see a license plate at a certain time, or we'll be driving to Stop and Shop and we'll be thinking about Aunt Tilly, and then when we get there, her favorite song is playing on the music. That's Aunt Tilly knowing you too. So you need to be open to it. Don't be afraid to talk. We talk openly to Nick. We have a space for him all the time when we eat. We have a place for him at the dinner table. When we go out to eat, we do the same thing. When we order a pizza, we use Nikki for the pickup name.
Yeah.
And so you have to continue to have your relationship. Your loved ones are with you, and they're trying the best they can. If you imagine two women in a supermarket, they're talking to each other, and one of them has a little girl, and the little girl's going, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy." Yeah, okay, well, Mommy, but they're still talking to each other.
Yeah, it's a good analogy.
Well, one of the women might be saying how much they miss their daughter who passed, and the daughter's right there going, "Mommy."
Yeah, so it's just about being open.
Yeah, being open
to it.
Acknowledging it, and don't be afraid. A lot of people don't talk about it because somebody's going to disprove it or devalue it and hurt their feelings and take away their belief. Speak openly about it. Don't be afraid. You're not leaving them. They're not leaving you.
Yeah. And after the fire, you sort of became an expert. I mean, in a lot of ways, you were at the forefront of a lot of changes that happened with legislation and pushing people to make real valid differences. So I want to ask you, what good has come out of this, if any? I mean, what's been the impact to this day to make sure something like this doesn't happen again? I mean, do you see anything that is better?
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough. And shortly after
I like
that,
to hear that. I mean,
we had a situation where a local fire marshal told the Boys and Girls Club that they had to get a certain amount of stuff. The Boys and Girls Club fought it. They appealed it, and the state backed up the fire marshal, and then the fire marshal was blocked from Woonsocket from doing any more inspections.
Wow.
So we haven't learned much yet, but I hope we will, because it's been 16 years, and we can make a difference, and I hope you will demand it.
Okay, excellent. Well, David, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And you can purchase your book on Amazon. I know you're not here to sell it, but if people do want to take a read. It sounds like it's really, really
yeah, it's an
interesting.
ebook too, so it's cheap.
Oh, great.
Ebook,
You can
and
read ebook.
and love to have you
Yeah.
check it out.
I haven't read it yet, but I do really appreciate the message of connecting with loved ones and making it as positive of an experience as you can, and having them still be in your life. Which
Well, thanks
is
for making
really...
your contribution.
Oh,
too.
thanks.
a lot.
Thank you for coming on with us, and tell us again just about the logistics of the event,
it's
time.
Sunday, February 24th, 2 o'clock at the Arctic Playhouse, 117 Washington Street, West Warwick. Everybody knows the Arctic Playhouse. Come in. It's absolutely free, and I'll regale you with some stories that I think will really be uplifting to you and make your soul and your spirit feel good.
Excellent.
And you'll feel someone around you, I'm sure.
Excellent. And you can also, while you're there, check out the monument because it is really breathtaking. It really is to see. They did a nice job with that, if anything.
I think they did.
I think even though changes need to happen, but that is a really beautiful monument. So we appreciate that happening.
Well, remember, it teaches us what happens when people don't do their job.
Exactly.
And that's what the monument's for.
Exactly. Well, David, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you taking the time to speak about this topic. It's very important on the approach as we approach the 16th anniversary, as people shouldn't forget about things like this. And it's really lovely that you have been able to connect with your son, and I don't know, it gives me goosebumps. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our viewers. I keep forgetting it's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day.
That's why I read the red.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't wear any red. I really honestly didn't remember. And whether you're celebrating at home with your furry friend or your best friend or the love of your life, we hope you have a great night. And we will see you next week to talk more about what is happening in Rhode Island. In the meantime, you can grab all your news at golocalprov.com. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.